me and Petri, we have good experience together. We won it in 2012. And so we're looking forward to this opening match here.
If we play our best, we can be able to do it. I know Mats can play really well at it best.
I think we have the edge because the other guys are together. They haven't played as a team here, and maybe the pressure will play a part.
There's no pressure on us. You just have to go out there and shoot.
Hand over to our commentators now, Ted and Alex.
All right, so it is our second match of the day here. Your call, Bethnal Green in East London, the World Cup of Pool. We have the former champions from 2012, Mika Immonen and Petri Mäkinen of Team Finland there, and they're taking on Norway. First time the Norwegians have made an appearance in the World Cup of Pool. Tom Bjerke on your left there. And Mats Shetne is his teammate. And one thing I noticed straight away, Alex, look at that shirt. It's got one long sleeve and one short sleeve. This is apparently the new trend. Torsten Homan wearing one of those. And I was just talking to Mika about that. What's the idea here? He said, well, it's all about sponsorship. Chance for in the future somebody notices that arm down there and says, hey, I can put a sponsor on it.
Yeah, it was probably kidding, but the thing I could think of is that the right arm or the stroking arm will be kept warmer than the other one because that's the one that's moving. But possibly, yes.
It's a fashion statement. Let's put it.
Yeah,
let's get real. It's something different.
So, do they get your approval?
No, I don't know. What do you think? I'm a little bit.
I think you should get one. Would look good on you.
Yeah.
No, we win the lag.
Can you imagine that? All right, Norway wins the lag, and that's all important.
First rack, race to 7,
yeah,
winner
Shetne
breaks.
is going to break. He's a very fine player, smart player, good technique, and he has had good results on the European circuit. But if his belief would grow, then I'm sure he could do even better.
Well, I like that break shot. He just slammed into that rack.
Yeah, this is what's working best. Greece was getting good results with it.
The Poles were punching at the break. It just wasn't working. They weren't even getting anywhere near a pocket.
Yeah, nowadays in most tournaments there are different breaking formats. Sometimes that's a little bit confusing. For example, Alex Pegulayan in his player profile, he writes that is what he dislikes about pool. Organizers, they switch it around a little bit, but in many tournaments, the cut break in 9-ball works a little better. So that's the thing that the Poles were trying to do. But this is a good safety, meanwhile, played by the Norwegians. Distance plus the 5-ball, making it more difficult to execute the pure stroke.
Extension called.
And I bet that for the Norwegians, having a chance to have a go at fellow Scandinavians, Finland, the great Mika Immonen, former champions, it's got them pumped up for sure.
Yeah, often with those type of derbies, it's better for the underdog playing against someone they know. So even though they had a clear side of the 1-ball, they decided to play a kick shot. It's often about taking a calculated guess, an educated guess, a calculated risk.
Not sure if he's left that on. It's going to be very thin.
I don't think he can cut it.
Now in this team, the clear leader here is Mika Immonen, Hall of Famer, has won everything there is to win in the sport of pool. Will go down in history as one of the greats of all time. But they make such a good team. Mika, the captain, and Petri, the loyal lieutenant.
Playing a very good shot here. Kick shot from behind. If the object ball is about a ball, 2 balls away from the short rail, it's relatively easy to control that kick shot. And he has done so. His main focus was on controlling the 1 ball, not leaving an open shot. But he did get the bonus, hiding behind the 2. This for Bjerke is 100% the biggest match of his life. No, it's big for Shetner, but Shetner has played semi-finals on big occasions in Europe. But for Bjerke, this is unknown territory.
No shot.
And a foul.
Start
That
the clock,
means
please.
ball in hand for Team Finland.
And the most daunting task with this layout is getting from the 3 to the 5. So they want to position the cue ball after pocketing the 2 on the left side of the 3 ball, say above the 9. That would give them the most natural route, cutting the 3 ball in. This is awkward. I don't understand why they did not get to the left side of the table. They can still get there, but this is more difficult.
Look at that.
Beautiful shot by Mika Immonen.
Wow.
Smooth cueing. Nice acceleration of the cue ball, and they're there.
There's the artistry of Mika Immonen.
Second shot in a row from Petri, where he's not giving Mika the best possible shot. Needs to come with it again. Draw shot, now using the long rail. Didn't get the required acceleration on the cue ball, but it's still workable for Petri. A tester though. It's a very subtle shot. You mentioned it in the previous match that the table is so slick. It is, and that makes it especially difficult on these type of shots where you're slow rolling the cue ball. They're already difficult on a club table or more fragile, let alone out here on the TV table. So Finland looks like gifting that first rack to Norway, but Shetner has overrun the mark.
Yeah, that's a bit unforgivable there. But again, maybe has something to do with the speed of the table, not used to it. None of these players will have had a chance to even hit a practice rack on this TV table. Boy, having to give up the table with just 2 balls on it, this is a real shame for Norway. They had a chance right there to get one on the board first.
Yeah, I still like Bjerke refusing to take on that shot. It takes courage to fold your cards, to put away a king-queen, if we speak in poker terms. Because that's what they had in their hand, the king-queen, but not a sure win.
Matt Shetner. The long shot on this 8 ball. This is a tester early on.
So it has swung back and forth, but that miss by Shetne will, I presume, lead to Finland winning the first rack.
Finland on the board first. Norway had it within their grasp, but they just handed it over to the Finns. So it's a winner breaks format, and Finland will be breaking in rack number 2. Norway won the lag.
Yeah, in this first rack, I think I can state that Petri hasn't settled in yet. He played a couple of weakish positional shots, but it's early days still.
And there you see the results of Finland, winners of this event in 2012, 2013 semifinals, the next year semifinals, 2015 quarterfinals. Yeah, Petri and Mika, they know how to play Scotch doubles pool. A formidable side in the World Cup of pool, and always a threat to go all the way.
So Petri is going to break for Finland. He has a very good cut break, which he employs on the Euro Tour. But maybe they're gonna change strategy on this table. A head-on break, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what works best on this table. Old school hammering.
Oh, that was just in time. The one ball almost went in. That was perfect. So they're shooting the 1. And a good spread of the balls.
He's playing for the 2 ball to the side pocket. And this is perfect placement, I wanted to say, but he's come maybe 1 inch too far to make it real easy for Petri. Oh no, it was good. Nice shot by Mika. Mika's really hitting the ball nice. It's come with some beautiful strokes. Leaving an angle on the 4. Sort of an in-between angle for Petri. Force it to the end rail or slow roll it, but I think he'll use the rail. Coming in towards the next shot.
Mika's been at the top of the sport for nearly 2 decades, and he has had some runs that were just breathtaking, especially in 2009 and 10. Back-to-back US Open champion, World 10-ball champion. Also, a few years earlier, won the World 9-ball championship.
Yeah, one of the greats. And that shot by Makkonen from the 7 to the 8 tells us that he's settling down. Good speed control there. A very smooth win in the second rack here. Finland leading now 2-0 over Norway.
By the way, Mika Immonen was born right here in London, lived here for the first year of his life, and then spent 6 years in Manchester before moving to Finland.
Yeah, he lived in Helsinki, has played a lot of snooker there. Has always played the game so quick. When he's on top form, he's really a sight to behold. Beautiful to watch. I believe, no, I'm sure his first big win was the Peace Cup in Taiwan, which he won in '96. Like an international breakthrough.
Well, like every pool player, athletes in every sport,
break, leading 2 racks to 0.
They have their ups and their downs, and nobody stays at the top forever. But he has consistently been up there for 2 decades. It's just an amazing career that he's put together.
Yeah, he's very committed, and that's what it takes. With all the traveling especially, you also need to be fit. Take care of your food, take care of your fitness. It's all about recovery. Most of the top pros here in this tournament have just flown in from China. So a good break, power break, keeping the initiative, although they have to play safe from here. Good shot by Petri. And with this safety, it's object ball first. You make sure, he made sure to place the object ball there. And knowing that he would have a good chance to do so, he focused a little extra on the cue ball.
Nicely done. And I think the Finns would be more than happy to play safety battles against the Norwegians all day long.
Oh, beautiful hit.
How about that?
Beautiful hit by Bjerke. 3-row kick shot, hitting the one full on the nose. Nice. That will settle him down a little bit.
Nicely done. This could lead to a ball in hand.
Yeah, Mika can go to the long rail left of the 6. And then to the
Extension
short
call.
rail, 3 rails from behind. Or top cushion. And then to the long rail on the right. That's what he's looking at right now. I like that better, although the scratch is big. Beautiful hit.
Oh, another safety.
Beautiful hit. And of course it's incontrollable what the exact outcome will be on kick shots, but it's very much a fact of subconscious guessing of the exact speed that will give you the most probabilities of a positive outcome. I mean, good players, they guess correctly more often. Like Efren says, I get lucky, but the more I practice, the luckier I get.
So it's not always about knowing exactly
No, I
where
mean,
the ball is, but
it's-
if you have a general idea, you play the percentages.
Yeah, but also that's in positional play when you play to a zone. But with kick shots, it's about the number, the amount of positive outcomes that are probable. So a poker hand has 3, 4, 5 winning outs. Like a backgammon player, backgammon, same thing. You have variance. You don't know what you're going to throw, but the better player chooses better shots or better moves. Will the 8 ball come to his rescue?
Well, he's played some nice shots so far, Tom Bjerke.
Yeah, he didn't get there this time, it seems.
Is there an alley there for a gap? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can make this. Back and forth. Avoiding collision with the 6 ball on the left. He doesn't need to get close to the 4, just straight in would be perfect. Good strike. A clean hit. The 7, I'm looking at the 7. The 7 goes to the left and to the right, so that gives some positional margin on the 6. The green 6 ball that Petri needs to position Mika on after the 5. Mika looking focused. Mika looking good. He's hitting the ball very nice. This is a little awkward. Now maybe with a very smooth draw stroke, cheating the pocket, Mika could draw back over the side pocket, even though he has an angle on the 6, like that. So it was his intention all along to cheat the pocket there, to hit the 6 into the rail. Wow, Finland is looking good.
In the many years I've covered the World Cup of Pool, Alex, I can honestly say there's very few times I've seen them look bad. If they lost, it was because, you know, the other team just played better, but it wasn't that they played horrible. These guys, Petri and Mika, are always in sync, and they lead 3-0 over Norway here at the 12bet.com World Cup of Pool. And welcome back to the World Cup of Pool. Norway with some pretty crafty safeties there, but it wasn't enough to thwart the Finns as they get another rack. Some steady shot making from Immonen and Mäkinen. There you see Poland coming back to defeat Greece. Finland, Norway now. Chinese Taipei are defending champions, taking on Kuwait next. Evening session, it'll be Japan, Thailand, the Philippines versus Qatar, and England B carrying the flag, taking on Indonesia. And it's Petri Mäkinen for Team Finland. Just tearing into that rack, and that cue ball goes straight into the side pocket.
Ball in hand.
So ball in hand for Norway, Bjerke and Shetland.
Start the clock, please.
Then you have ball in hand and double time. So the shot clock is 30 seconds, but after the break, you get an extra 30 seconds.
Oh, obviously that cue ball, they want that cue ball to stop in the middle of the table. It just got away from him, was not kicked in the side, so not a good break shot for Mäkinen.
Well, the thing is, Ted, that in many tournaments players use a cut break, so hitting maybe 3/4 hit on the one ball, but the muscle memory gets conditioned like that. So some players will have trouble to play that head-on break with efficiency and consistency because they've programmed themselves differently.
So Norway's going to have to grab the bull by the horns.
Yeah, but
for sure.
Here Bjerke played the shot with inside English, a little bit of right spin, but on the new cloth there's more deflection, so more squirt of the cue ball, resulting in a slight overcut of the ball. That's why he has overrun the mark. Fortunately for Norway, they haven't left a shot on. Shetne is sub-elite in Europe. Very good player, but he hasn't got going yet. Very likable guy. Now I see his player profile. And he writes that his favorite sporting hero is Conor McGregor. His favorite pool player is Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao is his favorite pool player.
His favorite pool venue is the Elbow Room.
Actually, Manny Pacquiao, the great Filipino boxer, is actually very good at pool. Just wondering why he thinks that's his favorite player, though. I thought he would have said Alex Lely.
Well, no, don't mock me. No, No, Conor McGregor's that's the UFC fighter. He's into fighters. Like,
Yeah. Interesting.
well, they need fighting here.
Yeah. It's a critical point in the match for the Norwegians. They are down 3-0 to a great side now. So they're going to have to give up the table here.
Oh, he's trying very thin with the right spin to nestle behind the 8, I think. That was a very difficult shot. You'll see that in this tournament that the more experienced players often on their safety shots, they'll play more containing shots, not super aggressive, because at this table it's difficult to judge the exact speed and spin. So sometimes playing here, you choose a different type of shot than you would normally on different on slower equipment. Six-eight combination here. Key is to control the 6 ball.
Nicely done. It's getting ominous for Norway.
Just bounce up.
They had their chance in the first rack to get one on the board first. They blew that. Too many errors. And this team, Finland, is just too good.
Merciless. Pounding on the Norwegians. 4-0 the scoreline. One-way traffic in this first Scandinavian derby here in the World Cup of Pool. I think it's great to play with a player like Mika or Jason Shaw. I think that's nice because they sort of dictate up-tempo rhythm.
And Petri doesn't have to take control, and I think he's comfortable in that position. And you know, he's a great individual player, but he's actually, when he plays with Mika, he's a better Scotch doubles player. I've seen him actually when Mika's had down times, when he becomes actually the leader of the team. It's funny how when clearly, obviously, Mika's the general here. He's the captain. So, but Petri has really taken up the slack in times when Mika falters. He really enjoys being in this position, playing with the great Mika.
Yeah,
Immonen.
but don't underestimate Makonen's playing level. I mean, he's really good, and actually, the past years, I expected him to develop more on the individual level through his performances in the World Cup of Pool together with Mika.
No, he has, for sure. When they first started playing together several years ago, he has really improved his individual game, for sure.
Good break here, making a wild ball.
And a shot on the 1.
Backstage, some players are complaining that the break is uncontrollable, too much variance, you don't know what to play for, etc.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think it's great. Nobody wants to see predictable breakouts and the same thing every time.
So players have just been, they've been spoiled the past few years sometimes when tables broke soft. Here you just have to hit them hard, squat the cue ball in the middle of the table. And sometimes you're going to get the worst of it, like Poland in the previous match, who actually still managed to beat Greece, although they weren't making balls on the break. Makonen looking for a safety behind the 9. A containing safety. Not doing anything special. A good enough safety. So a 1 rail kick shot, no jump shot, as the 5 is also in the way. He's digging down to hit center ball on the cue ball. Makes it somewhat easier to judge the cue ball, the deflection off of the rail, but he hit the 3-ball good. Got unlucky though. A kiss off of the 5 and the cue ball is scratched.
It's the height of winter in, I know it's summertime, but it's really the height of winter. Dark days for the Norwegians right now.
When I started playing, Mika's nickname was the Flying Finn because of his playing style, up-tempo. Now he's the Iceman, but they sure are flying, both of them today.
Nice shot down the rail for Petri.
Making a quick reset.
So another rack closer to the finish line for Finland. And a spot in the final 16 here at the World Cup of Pool. And here was the mistake from Mats Shetne. The scratch.
It rains, it pours, I wanted to say. Unforced errors and bad rolls.
That picture says it all. Petri Mäkinen, a very good breaker of the balls here. It's just a matter of time, you feel. Finland looking at a spot in the final 16. They always feel that they belong in the later stages. They come in here with a lot of confidence.
Thank you, rack 6. Finland to break, leading 5 racks to 0.
Important to have that, to believe, to really believe that you're supposed to be there, instead of aiming or guessing for something high to come.
Well, he slammed into that rack, but nothing down.
Yeah, once in, you know, out of 10 breaks, the way they are breaking, out of 10 breaks, my guess is that they'll make a ball 6-7 times out of 10. And I expect other players that are watching in the arena or upstairs or on TV, they're going to be copying this break.
Good effort there.
This is jumpable though. Cue ball needs to fly high and far. But they can make it go over the 9 and the 7. Look at the angle of elevation of the back of the cue.
Fantastic shot. As you said, high and far. And he was able to stop the cue ball on a penny. That is just brilliant. And a shot on the 2-ball for his partner Petri Mäkinen.
Difficult roadmap though. Come back towards where the cue ball is now, approximately. Stop a little before that for a cut on the 4. And now maybe this 5 can be made off of the 6 in the side pocket. That's what he's looking at. The alternative is, you know, low left. Go back to the left long rail, avoiding the 8-ball. For the 5 to the same pocket. position for the 5 into the side pocket.
Perfect.
Yeah, directly is a very steep angle. I love the kiss shot. That's what it's called. The 5 into the 6 to pocket the 5 ball. But he needs to control the 6. This, for me, is one of the nicest shots in pool. Look, that's wizardry, although the 6 has overrun the mark. Cut shot available, and he will run into the 7. Trick is to not think about the 7. Don't take your eye off the ball.
Extension call.
He doesn't like it. He can thin the 6 towards the 7, and the cue ball will deflect to hide behind the 9. You know, being up 5-0, why go for a hero shot?
Yeah, they've been very successful with their safeties, and the Norwegians have really struggled. Sometimes the best offense is a very good defense.
I think he's lining up the cut on the 6. Norway back to the table. Makkonen hung up the 6.
Just couldn't find a suitable spot for a safety, so
Well,
they go
no,
offense.
They considered that safety, 6 to the 7 and cue ball behind the 9. So then the player has 2 options, sometimes 3 or 4, and then he weighs them, he values them, he feels them, and then you choose what your personal preference is. But out of 2 difficult shots, it's always better to go for the offensive one, because that's the one you can win with. And the one that you can get lucky with. If you play a good safety, you can still get a bad roll if they fluke a ball in. Wu Jiaqing and Dang in the back, checking out the action here.
Oh, that is curtains. Say goodnight.
Yeah, Shetton is better than that, but he's not feeling it. Has had little table time. A very nervy bridge hand he's showing. Not stable on the bed of the table.
So they should have had it at 5-1. At least gotten 1 on the board. Instead, it's still a whitewash. 6-0. Finland cruising to a spot in the final 16 here at the 12bet.com World Cup of Pool. You can't do this against a team like Finland, former World Cup of Pool champions, 2-time semifinalists. And indeed, Finland leads it 6-0 here, 1 away from a spot in the final 16. Poland coming back to defeat Greece in our first match. Chinese Taipei are defending champion versus Kuwait next. Evening session, Japan v Thailand, Philippines and Qatar, and England B and Indonesia. Ball down for Mika Immonen.
And the 4, even though encouraged by Makkonen to move on, has stayed to block the bank on the 1 ball. So there's no aggressive shot on for Finland. Very thin now. Towards the 3 and 9. Hoppa. They're doing about everything right.
Yeah. Big wall of balls there.
Yeah, they need to go Norway to the left long rail. Favorite to hit that ball. Bjerk has played a couple of shots that show that he knows his rails. It's still difficult to judge the exact deflection on this TV table.
Oh, and the spin he put on it kicks out and gives Finland an open shot at the 1.
An in-between angle for Mika Immonen, difficult. So he cannot draw straight back. He cannot really punch it out to short rail, left long rail. Not the best outcome. He has left Petri enough to do here on the 2.
2-9. Does the 2 go?
No, you don't play this combination. It's really too difficult.
From that angle, it doesn't look like the 2 passes, though, Alex.
Well, I think, yeah, they have a window, but it's tight.
Extension call.
But they don't need to attack. They can. He can also hit it straight in the face, the 2 ball, stun forward to put the cue ball below the 9, and 2 ball will go up table.
That's a very narrow gap.
Well, if you have to look at the edge of the pocket. So sometimes to see how much room I have, I'll sit behind the pocket, put my finger on the right there where the 2 ball hit the knuckle of the pocket, put it there to see how much room I exactly have.
As you said. Nicely done.
The 5 does not go past the 7. That's a nice little nudge on the 6 ball. Creates more room for the cue ball traveling from the 4 to the 5. That nudge made the position for Makonu just that bit easier. Taking a little more time, settling. Because he was stretching on the shot. Really made sure he was stable. Thinking stable, I say horses. These horses are running, Ted.
They are unleashed. So no real test for Finland, and we often talk about that, you know, obviously it's nice to have an easy win, but it's also good to get tested and get down in the trenches. But Finland will take it. An easy 7-0 win over Norway. Finland moves through to the final 16. Norway, their first try here at the World Cup of Pool ends in failure. They are out.
Welcome back to the 2017 World Cup of Pool, where we've just witnessed Finland dispatch their Scandinavian neighbours, Norway, 7-0. Right, and I'm pleased to say, joining me right now, Mika and Petri, routine win for you guys.
Yeah, I guess so. We got off to a little bit rocky start. There, a few hiccups in that first rack, but once we got over that hurdle, we were pretty smooth. Still, there's room for improvement, but all in all, I'm very pleased with our performance.
Everybody says that, room for improvement. Where can you improve on a 7-0 win?
I mean, you can be more consistent. You can't miss balls that much, miss positions. You just have to be more careful.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we gave them a couple opportunities, but they weren't able to capitalize, so we're not fooling ourselves about the performance. It could have been 3-3 after 6 racks, but it was 6-0. But, you know, I'm just sorry for Norway, but, you know, they need a little bit more experience, and they're brilliant players, but the pressure maybe added up to the, you know, what happened here.
Yeah, well, you guys seem to deal with the pressure really, really well. Icemen from Finland, much like your Formula One countryman. We've seen so many amazing Finnish players. You guys have won it in the past as well. Do you think you can do it this year?
Absolutely, that's what we're here to do. We're here to win the tournament, but at the same time, just one rack and one match at a time.
Well, listen, congratulations on a great win here.